This is the wiring connection guide for the RedFit Room. Please take note of the timestamps listed on the screen. Before we get started, there are a few things we need to go over first. For this installation, you will need a 6-foot twin-step ladder and something to keep the roof propped up when working on each side. Something like a simple 2x4 block of wood will do just fine. The wiring process will begin after all walls are assembled and locked into place. It's important that before connecting any of the wires, you make sure that your RedFit room is disconnected from any power source. For this guide, we will be starting from the front of the RedFit room, moving in a clockwise fashion for each section, ending on the right side of the RedFit room. Each cable should be properly labeled, so be sure to check each cable while following along. Starting on the front side of the roof, feed the 9-pin control panel cable through the ceiling's opening and connect it to the other 9-pin connector. Do the same thing for the radio antenna cable. Next, connect the black temperature sensor cables. You may need to make this connection on the underside of the roof. If that is the case, make sure to put any excess cable through the port so it can rest on top of the ceiling. Once that's done, feed the wall heater connector up through the ceiling port and connect it to the female end of the power cable. Again, all cables will be labeled in case you aren't sure which cable to use. Lastly, stick the fan cable through and join it with the other fan connector, letting it rest on the roof. Moving clockwise, we are now on the left side of the RedFit room. On this side, you'll want to connect the 2 pairs of heater cables. This will go from the main power supply in the front over the top of the roof towards the back of the sauna. Next, link the fan connectors together. Towards the middle of the unit, you will have the 220-volt connectors. Go ahead and join those together. Again, if you're unsure which cable is which, check for the appropriate label located on the cable. Once that is done, reach over the top of the roof and link the LED connectors. Now, just like earlier, we are going to feed the heater connectors up through the ceiling port and plug them in. Do the same thing for the fan connector. Once completed, make sure there are no wires between the roof and the wall, and then move over to the back side of the RedFit room. Moving to the back of the unit, on each side there is a heater cable. As we have done before, feed the cables on each side up through the nearest ports and connect them to their appropriate counterparts. Starting from the rear side, feed the heater connector through the nearby port and connect it to the power cable. Feed the fan wire through afterwards, and then link the fan connectors together. Feed the wire for the salt block through and plug it into its counterpart over the top of the joist. After that, go ahead and connect the reading light cables, followed by the speaker cables with the green label. Towards the middle are a few disconnected heater cables. Plug those into each other, having them going over the top towards the other side of the beam. Moving down further along, we are going to feed the other salt wire through the port and make the connection. Finally, we will feed the last heater cable through and plug that in. Double check that you have no wires caught in between any of the walls of the roof. After doing so, you should be all set. By the end of the installation, your RedFit room ceiling should resemble the diagram on screen. Go ahead and take the opportunity to pause this video and double check that all of your connections have been appropriately made. This concludes our wiring guide for the RedFit room. If you have any questions, please reach out to us on our website at wellness-usa.com or give us a call at 1-800-445-8418.